Right, and now the fourth book is again a book on a British horror film studio. This one is a lesser known and one of the cheaper studios, Tygon, Beast in the Cellar. This was run by a man called Tony Tenser, and these were very much a poor relation to Hammer and Amicus, but they did some interesting films. They did start out with like sex comedies, but pretty harmless stuff. Ooh, boobies. Again, another good glossy little book. Ooh. Sorry about this. I'm so fascinated by boobies. Andrew, stop looking. One of the most famous films I did was Repulsion, a Roman Polanski film. Study in Terror, which was again another kind of Jack the Ripper story, but incorporated Sherlock Holmes investigating. A very nice, lavishly illustrated book. Used Boris Karloff in a few films, like The Sorcerers. Vincent Price in that's the most famous film to come from Tygon Studios, Witchfinder General. Curse of the Crimson Altar, again with Boris Karloff and Barbara Steele. There's the colour pictures in here of some. Ooh, boobies again! Repulsion, as I said. Witchfinder General. All pictures from that. A good little film with different acting performance and Vincent Price. Blood Beast Terror. Black Beauty that they did. Beast in the Cellar, which is pretty awful. Oh, hello Raquel. Again, Tygon hit some bad times. They finished with films like The Creeping Flesh, Frightmare was another one of Pete Walker's best films. Again, these films, they died out when the more lavish, big budget films came in. But again, a very good book. Now, the fifth book, and in fact the last two books, are books that I love, and they're probably a couple of the best books I've got because they're from two directors I really love. The first one is quite a rare book. It's selling for £65. Selling for £65 on eBay. It's The Zombies at 8 Pittsburgh, films of George A. Romero. Quite a highly sought after book now. It only goes up to Day of the Dead, 1985, starting with his first TV commercials he did. And a couple of really cheap films such as There's Always Vanilla, and then of course his breakthrough as George the Man. His breakthrough with the classic Night of the Living Dead, of course. A great little book. George Romero is my favourite horror film director. He done the zombie films, of course. Dawn of the Dead, 1978, absolutely the best zombie film ever made, in my opinion anyway. He also went on to other films like the original Crazies, Knight Rider, which isn't a horror film, but that's quite a good film about motorcyclists, trick motorcyclists. Creepshow. There's a gory picture from Dawn of the Dead. More pictures from Dawn of the Dead, Creepshow. Day of the Dead, which is absolutely brilliant as well. I do have a smaller book of about George Romero, which is more up to date, but this, as I say, is a very good book, and it's one of my favourites. And the last one, which probably is my best book that I have, really. It's The Haunted World of Mario Bava. Mario Bava, a classic 60s Italian horror film director. This is a really beautiful book. It covers all of his films. Barbara's still there. I really do love this book. It's some great stuff in it. Again, it covers all of his film career, really, from his beginnings with making like swashbucklers and going on to his horror films. Really great book. His first well-known film was Black Sunday with Barbara Steele. Each film is covered extensively with good pictures and reviews. Everything really. It's a really good book. I do love Mario Bava. Evil Eye, which was A Girl Who Knew Too Much, which is really just the beginnings of the Galileo. The best film he ever made, as far as I was concerned, was this one, which is Black Sabbath. Again, it's a horror anthology with Boris Karloff. A couple of Hercules films that he did. Some Viking films like Eric the Viking. It's A Girl Who Knew Too Much. The Whip and the Body, which is also one of my favourite Bava films with Christopher Lee. Perhaps Christopher Lee's best performance, in my opinion. It's a really good film. Blood and Black Lace, another famous film, beginning of the Stalk and Slash films. A couple of spaghetti westerns, which I'll cover in other books. I have plenty of spaghetti western books, so I'll cover those on another YouTube vid I'll do. But he did a few spaghetti westerns, as you can see. Arizona Bill. Pictures from The Whip and the Body. Blood and Black Lace. Planet of the Vampires, another famous science fiction film he did. It's a really great director in my view. Kill Baby Kill. Dr. Goldford and the Girl Bombs. Hello. Really is a beautiful book to read. This, it's some good stuff in it. Rather expensive, but it's probably the best book I've got. Danger Diabolique, which is another famous film here. I hate that one. One of the few of these I hate. Hatchet for the Honeymoon. That's good. Never seen that one. 4 Times That Night. Bay of Blood, another one. So it goes under lots of different titles. Bloodbath. Barren Blood. Colour pictures. Who Loves Your Baby? He finished with Lisa and the Devil, which was so in my opinion. He finished with a film called Shock, which wasn't that bad. Rabid Dogs was a thriller that he did, which wasn't completed. Shock was the last film that he did before he unfortunately died in 1980. But a really good book, and very authoritative as well. As I say, perhaps my favourite. Okay, you on? Well, that'll do for now. Thanks very much for listening. I hope I didn't send you to sleep. I hope I didn't bore you too much. Next time I'll probably do a DVD reviews, and also I'll perhaps do some more books. I have plenty of books I can do, not just horror, but other ones and DVDs as well. As I say, thanks very much. I like doing these. I hope, as I say, I hope they're not too boring for you. I'll try to get some more fun things to do, as I have in the past as well. But as I say, thanks for your time and goodbye.
Hello, I'm Andrew. Just a warning, if you see these two nasty criminals who have escaped, please, there's your rules, 15,000 coins, wanted dead or alive. If you see these two nasty looking characters, that's me!